So I said, well, I gave you access to your phone, but you didn't decide.
I don't even know what to say. It's like, quit your job. Yeah.
There. Yo, you just missed O'Neal. You got
Awesome. Did you talk to him? Awesome, amazing.
Yes, good, good.
I'm gonna be really picky. Yeah, just a bit.
It's a nice room. Also, then, but need somebody to pause and sit down with
That's also has a
according to that, they have a master.
Wow.
Yeah, guys, if you guys could just tighten up, you could use all the steps you want. All the short people can come in the front. Guys, you guys can still sit here. Come on in, come on in. Yo, D, I didn't see Jay, so Oh, okay. All right, so we're gonna start. So our first speaker, Commissioner O'Neal, wasn't able to stay for long, but he had a few words for us, basically making it known that broken windows is still the law of the land, and we're right to be out here keep fighting it. I want to thank all the groups and organizations that are out here today, representing the ones that are speaking, but even the ones that are not speaking, to continue to come out here year after year, even after Bratton left, even after there's supposedly been some reforms. It shows that people in this community, in our communities, are still willing to fight and do what's right, and not just going after individual police officers or talking about reforms, but talking about the budget, talking about our money as the city of New York and where that money goes to. It says a lot about our values and our priorities. And with over $5 million, I think $5.5 billion, now in the NYPD budget, and continuing to go to law enforcement agencies, including the CCRB, which is just an appendage to the NYPD, we have to put our foot down and keep saying no more funding for policing and incarceration. We want funding for things that actually benefit communities. There are several campaigns that are pushing stuff like this. Freedom Cities campaign started by the New York Worker Center Federation, Safety Beyond Policing, which was started by multiple organizations a few years ago to combat the increase in the NYPD headcount. So we're out here to say, and broken windows policing. The mayor and the city council have been complicit in continuing to criminalize people of color in this city, continuing a tradition that started with Rudy Giuliani. We're here to say we want investments in things that actually benefit the community. We're here to say that law enforcement agencies like Bronx District Attorney's Office and Manhattan District Attorney's Office also have their hand in how people of color in the city are criminalized for shoplifting, for turnstile jumping, for dancing on the train, for the most low-level offenses. And there's nothing in academic literature and research that we know that has ever proved broken windows policing actually works. So we asked the Bronx District Attorney to also not prosecute broken windows offenses. If you think you should be spending your time and resources to prosecute people for jumping a turnstile, then you don't really know what New Yorkers in this city want. So, with that said, I'm actually going to bring out Zora from Black Borough Defenders, so she can actually make the connections between what the prosecutors in the city do and what the police in the city do. Zora.
Good morning, everyone. It's so nice to see all of you here on these steps. I'm with Black Borough Defenders. I'm a public defender, and I'm here to just talk about my week last week. Last week, I arraigned 3 undocumented men simply for jumping the turnstile. One of them was arraigned also for possessing weapons, but these weapons were really just as construction tools. In any other humane society, these would not be crimes. But in New York, these are crimes, and these men were dragged through criminal court, scared to death for their lives. These laws are just tools reserved to penalize folks who are on the margins, who are poor, and have no other recourse. And as their lawyer, I have very little to say to them that it's going to be okay. They are now a priority for removal. There's nowhere to hide. ICE is in family court, ICE is in criminal court. And as his lawyer, I'm trying to get these cases dismissed as soon as possible. But the district attorney's offices are not making my job any easier. They've paid a lot of lip service to protecting immigrants. But when I speak to district attorneys on the phone, they tell me they've received no new guidance as a result of Trump's election. Business as usual. And it's not a surprise to say that the NYPD is not here to protect my clients either. As a member of Black Borough Defenders, we've been asking people to call the district attorney's offices to tell them to stop prosecuting broken windows offenses. We've logged almost 1,000 calls, but there's complete silence from the district attorney's offices. It's time to hold these city agencies to account. They are actively complicit in Trump's policies. Cyrus Vance is up for re-election. We have to tie his legacy to the illegitimacy of broken windows policing. We have to make these officials fear our loud voices and our presence. We have to defund these agencies and demand immediate change, or else they risk their political careers. Thank you.
When I say broken windows, you guys say broken lives. Broken windows?
Broken lives.
Broken windows?
Broken lives.
Broken windows?
Broken lives.
Broken windows?
Broken lives.
So next we're going to have Jay from El Grito de Sunset Park, one of the foremost police accountability, cop watch, and community organizing organizations in the city speak. English and Spanish. English. New York style.
Buenos días, estamos aquí para hablar sobre cómo ventanas rotas están rompiendo nuestras comunidades. Good morning, we're here to talk about how broken windows is breaking our communities. Desgraciadamente, esta teología ha guiado las tácticas policíacas por más que 30 años y ha causado un efecto negativo en nuestras comunidades, criminalizando a los trabajadores, criminalizando a los jóvenes, criminalizando el esfuerzo del pobre para subir a un nuevo estatus económico, ¿verdad? Criminalizing our workers, criminalizing our youth, criminalizing the poor for being poor, for trying not to be poor. I think some of the examples that we can point out in that is just how much is not invested in the justice of our laborers, and how much is put into police harassing laborers, particularly day laborers, immigrant workers, on their way home, on their way to work.
Guys, we're just going to let the council members over here know why we're out here. So when I say broken windows, you guys say broken lives. Broken windows?
Broken lives.
Broken windows?
Broken lives.
Broken windows?
Broken lives.
Broken windows?
Broken lives. Broken lives.
Broken windows?
Broken lives.
Broken windows?
Broken lives.
Broken windows?
Broken lives.
We'll remember in November.
That's right.
That's right.
See you in November.
Another example is how there's less funding for SYEP each year, but and less funding for different programs in our schools. Kids are getting more options taken away from their education, but more options being added to why they can be criminalized. Entonces estamos viviendo en una ciudad donde menos dinero se pone a la educación, menos dinero se invierte para empleo del verano, pero se sigue invirtiendo el dinero en la criminalización de nuestros jóvenes, en la persecución de nuestras comunidades con ideas como Broken Windows Policing.
All right, thank you. And just to make sure, guys, when we see a city council member, if you see one,
Point it out.
you see something, say something. You see a sellout, say it, call a sellout. Let them know, and we'll pause to let them know because we want to put them on the spot. It's not just the mayor, it's the city council, which pushed for 1,000 cops. De Blasio countered with 1,300. So the additional cops was really an idea that came from the city council. All of the city council members, I think, with the exception of maybe one, voted to approve it. So they're all complicit in our minds. Next, we're going to have Chris Covington speak a little bit about the lack of accountability, not only in the budget but in the council. And sorry, that was you.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Today is the budget hearing for the NYPD, and you're going to hear a lot of talk about the neighborhood policing program, about how much money they need and how successful it is, except no one really knows how it works. And we have addressed the city council on this issue. We have asked them to ask the NYPD, how does it work? They are treating us like children. They will not explain how it works. And yet, officers are supposed to deal with the causes of crime. How do they get to define the causes of crime? Do they work with us to define the causes of crime? Do they work with the different agencies to address those issues that are the causes of crime? None of this has been explained. So this is what we are asking the city council to do as part of their oversight today. The other issues are, do other units, anti-crime units, conditions units still do the same thing in these neighborhood policing precincts? And do they still get measured according to how much activity they have? All these things we need to know. How do they develop plans to deal with the issues that they say are the causes of crime? Do they work with different agencies? Do they meet with their community to deal with these issues? None of these things have been answered. How do they measure success? Is it by activity? Do they measure the community to determine how satisfied the community is with their services? No. They have not answered any of these questions, nor have they come forth with a plan to say how they're going to deal with these questions. So this is what we are asking the city council to do today. And we're hopeful that they will actually get some answers, because this is going on and on as far as that they have developed a new plan to deal with crime, but yet they won't tell us how it's working. So that's what we're looking forward to today. Thank you.
Thank you. Broken windows.
Broken lives.
Broken windows.
Broken lives.
Broken windows.
Broken lives.
Now we're going to have someone from the CUNY Law School's Police Accountability Organization, which has been putting together an open letter to Mayor de Blasio about broken windows, calling him to end broken windows. If I could just have John from CUNY Law's Police Accountability Organization.
So thank you so much to Josmar and the Coalition to End Broken Windows for giving the Police Accountability Organization, on behalf of hundreds of law students, to deliver this letter to Mayor de Blasio today. We're calling on him to immediately end broken windows. As you all know, the policies have had devastating impacts on communities of color and immigrant communities in New York for many years, including one very, very major policy problem right now, which is fingerprints, address information, and other identifying information from every single arrest being shared with multiple federal agencies, including ICE. And this reality means that when Mayor de Blasio promises that New York is a safe place for undocumented immigrants, those promises, just like his promises to rein in the abuses of the NYPD during his campaign, ring hollow, and they're irreconcilable. And we're asking that he immediately end broken windows and reinvest instead in the platform put forward by the Coalition to End Broken Windows. And some of the organizations that have signed on to this letter include the Black Law Students Association, the Muslim Law Students Association, National Lawyers Guilds chapters from multiple schools, the Creating Law Enforcement Accountability Project at CUNY School of Law, the Law Review, Students for Justice in Palestine, the Latin American Law Students Association, and the Defenders Seminar, over a dozen professors and counting, and again, hundreds of students across CUNY and Fordham and other law schools in the city. So thank you very much, and we look forward to continuing to gather signatures on this letter.
Thank you. So definitely a big shout out to those in the legal community, the public defenders who are here, five-borough defenders, the future legal community, the CUNY law students and their professors for really making sure that this is something that the mayor can't wrangle his way out of. But next we're also going to talk to, we're also going to hear from Daniel from Enlace and the New York Worker Center Federation from a campaign called Freedom Cities that really puts forward something that is being led by the communities and led by workers in this city, which is an important voice, was one of the most important voices in this city.
Woo! Thanks. My name is Daniel Carrillo. I work with Enlace and I'm part of the New York Worker Center Federation, who launched Freedom Cities earlier this year. And one of the reasons we're out here is because we oppose the war budget that keeps increasing, the war against working class people of color here in New York and across the country, and increasing police, military, prison spending. And we want for the city to listen to the community, to the workers. We want to build power and want them to lead by listening to us. And one of the first things they can do is end broken windows and invest that money in the community. One of the big violations right now is around worker rights. We got folks who have been organizing a union at B&H and there's been union busting. I'm against that, and the city's not doing anything. What the city's doing is policing and criminalizing folks. We want to call an end for that. And we're standing here building a coalition. I'm here on behalf of the Freedom Cities Coalition here in New York that has the Worker Center Federation, BYP 100, Million Hoodies, Baji, Enlace, and others who are calling folks to come out and call for an end to policing, an end to prisons here in the city, and investing in the people and investing in the planet. Thanks.
Thank you. So next we're going to have somebody from the Police Reform Organizing Project.
Bob is here. Yeah, all right.
We're going to go with Faith.
Woo! Hi, my name is Peyton Berry. I am the project manager at the Police Reform Organizing Project, and I can say that the only thing that I've seen from the punitive interactions that I've seen at the court monitoring that we do has been just a direct criminalization of poverty, specifically with low-income New Yorkers of color. Last week I was sitting in court and a young girl was getting arraigned because she tried to buy a winter coat with a fake $100 bill and had to miss a day of school and had to continue it, and had to disrupt her entire life for getting a winter coat, and that's just not okay. I've seen young boys get arrested for jumping the turnstiles, and I'm very, very tired of seeing this, and I'm very tired of the money that people earn going towards the criminalization of these young people because it's ruining their lives and their futures.
Yes, thank you. Definitely want to give a big shout out to Prop and a lot of other groups, some of them here, some of them not here. We've been part of the Swipe It Forward campaign. The Swipe It Forward campaign is one where just holding this allows you to take a little bit of control back from the police and not let them arrest people for not having 275. So we want to make sure anyone with a Metro card, specifically unlimited Metro cards, that you swipe people in when you're leaving, or even swipe people in when they're just standing around, so that they don't get locked up for turnstile jumping. They don't get locked up for asking for a Metro card. Part of the legacy of broken windows is it has criminalized asking for help. And we as New Yorkers, when I was growing up in New York and I was young, we all helped each other. And somehow the city and the police department have made it so that helping people has been criminalized. Asking for help is a criminal offense, and we can't let people get locked up, and we can't let people get civil summonses either. We want to make sure the coalition's position on the summonsing question, we hate arrests, but we don't settle for summonses either, because summonses are punishments and sanctions on people for being poor, for quality of life offenses, and we don't think that any punishment should accompany a quality of quote-unquote quality of life violation. So swipe it forward. Next, we're just going to have Vincent from Right Leadership Coalition from East New York. You've been out here with us battling the council.
I'm kind of tall, so I'm going to come down one level. Good morning, family. I always call everybody family because I think we got to revisit that. Not as police, not as civil service, but as people, human beings. My name is Vincent Riggins. I'm the founder of Right Leadership Coalition in Brooklyn, East New York, which was the stop and frisk capital of the world. And I'm also chairman of public safety for Community Board 5. I have the honor of being the author of the only resolution submitted by a community board in this city against stop, search, and frisk and broken windows. Part of that resolution also asked for 50% of the money that the city was taking via summonses and ticketing to be returned to the community, the economically depressed community in which it was taken out of. And that was 2 years ago, I think it was 2015, preliminary budget session. And the mayor got it, the chairman of public safety, every city councilman got that resolution, but none of them seemed to act on it. And they definitely didn't want to give us credit for it, even though we led that whole fight. In every revolution, there's a small band of people that actually get things done, but they never get credit for it, right? If you go back in American history, you hear Paul Revere and the Raiders, right? Organization gets broken windows. Organization that gets Bratton was that revolutionary group of people that continue to fight till today. And I think I'm gonna do testimony today again, just to remind them, because we was absolutely correct 2 years ago when we was fighting against this form of policing, and we are also correct today to tell them to completely end it, right? So, the mayor, when he had a town hall in East New York, and I brought up the resolution and returning part of the revenue back to the city, he liked the resolution part about ending broken windows and stopping frisk, but he didn't like the part about the revenue. So right away, that let me know that it's more about money than about doing right and applying justice to the citizens of New York. My advocacy today is not about asking them to do anything, but encouraging us to do what we need to do and kick their butt out of office through our votes, all right? We are in election season. There's no more time to be begging them to do anything. They understand it. Every legal organization, every legal mind know and documented that broken windows, stop, search, and frisk did not work. It did not eliminate any gun violence. It did not eliminate violence. Only thing it did was railroaded black and brown people into the criminal justice system and extracted money from those communities. So today, everybody that's watching this, we're gonna ask you to rally with us, hold your vote, put our votes together and eliminate those that we keep imploring to eliminate egregious policing policy. Can we do that?
Yes.
Can we say vote them out?
Vote them out.
Vote them out.
Vote them out.
What if you cannot vote?
Participate.
Donate the money to the opposition. That's what we got to think about. We just can't keep marching and marching. We need a political casualty. They are cowards. If you kick one of them out of office, they all will roll over, and we no longer have to beg anybody for anything. Now, 501c3 ain't gonna tell you that. I'm gonna tell you that.
Yeah.
All right. Woo! Power to the people.
And also, I just want to give a big shout out to Cop Watch Patrol Unit, South Bronx Community Congress, and some of the other groups that are here today. We've been pushing a lot of stuff, housing, gentrification. Obviously, the issue of police brutality is still happening. We're going to just have Will from Mi Casa No Es Tu Casa speak a little bit about the issue with housing and policing and how those links are made and how people are kind of pressured from both sides.
Hi, y'all. Peace, everyone.
Peace.
So my name is Will Giron. I'm from here representing Mi Casa No Es Tu Casa, Illumination Against Gentrification. Pretty much we're an art group. That what we're trying to do is we're trying to tell our stories as born and bred New Yorkers here facing gentrification, facing broken windows policing, and also facing the ICE raids that are affecting our communities. I'm going to keep it short and simple. You don't need to be an activist, you don't need to be a community organizer to see how broken windows and gentrification go hand in hand in our communities and how they're affecting our communities. You just have to be somebody who lives in the community to see that. You have to be black or brown. You see that. Bill de Blasio is an individual who represents perfectly fake it till you make it. You say in every other sentence that you're progressive, and eventually the other politicians will believe you, and the media is going to start to believe you. But the community, we see beyond that facade. We see for what it really is. Let me ask you guys something. Does a progressive mayor nominate as their police commissioner a racist person who promotes broken windows policing?
Hell no.
That don't sound like being progressive to me, right? Does a progressive mayor enforce broken windows policing that puts many of our immigrant communities for quality of life offenses and puts them at risk with ICE? Is that what a progressive mayor does?
No.
Why even call out Donald Trump if you're promoting these type of policies?
That's right.
Does a progressive mayor, despite the fact that millions of people here in this city are talking about gentrification and how it's affecting their communities, does a progressive mayor go around promoting rezonings that are meant to build up? Who that?
Broken windows,
Broken lives.
broken windows,
Broken lives.
You hear that? Broken windows,
Broken lives.
broken windows,
Broken lives.
broken windows,
Broken
We
lives.
didn't need those 1,300 cops,
How
Melissa.
many
We
more
didn't
cops
need those
want this shit?
1,300 cops. We need schools.
Man, if you
We need
guys want to have
resources. Stop pandering to the mayor. Stop kissing his ass.
Should be ashamed
Look
of
at that,
yourself.
y'all. We just had the Speaker of City Council over here. What was she doing with the mayor behind closed doors? Talking about ending a police reform bill so that way the mayor doesn't have to worry about the political ramifications that are coming up in this upcoming election. Those are some of the political machinations that are going on when the mayor and city council are meeting, not to mention all the real estate developers that the mayor is meeting behind closed doors as well. Is this a progressive mayor? Is this a progressive city council? Sorry, I don't think so. Our asks are clear and simple. End broken windows policing. Stop the gentrification of our community. Stop the racist rezoning. Stop cooperating with ICE. And rather than using that money to promote an increase in the police force, there we go.
broken
Councilor,
windows,
broken lives.
broken windows,
Broken lives.
broken windows,
Broken lives.
Instead of using that money from the participatory budget to increase the police force, which has done nothing but antagonize our communities, use it for schools, use it for actually helping New Yorkers who can't afford to get to work, low-income Metro cards. Use it for something better. Use it for our community. That's the word. Peace.
Thank you.